Well, good morning, everyone, team. Let's start the session for today. Meanwhile, others can join the session. 1 second, team. Yeah, let's start the session for today. Meanwhile, others can join parallelly, team. So, by yesterday, we completed maximum our configurations in the core HR module. We left out with one topic here, team, that is person name styles. After completion of this, we can move to the transactions part in the core HR module, team. So, what is this concept of person name styles? Yesterday, we completed our positions and then we completed with our trees and also, okay, person types, assignment status. Till here, we completed yesterday, team. Then we are left over with this concept of person name styles in the system. What do you mean by this person name styles concept, team? See, once we hand over the system to the client, okay, once we hand over the system to the client, whenever they, like whenever a HR hiring an employee team, let's say we hand over the system to the client and the HR in the client side, they are using the system and they are hiring the employee in core HR module team. Usually they will come to my client groups and they will go to new person team in order to hire the employees in the Fusion system. So whenever HR hiring the employee, let's say HR went to hire an employee screen team. Here, whenever HR hiring an employee, the first tab is identification tab. What is this team? Identification tab. In this first tab, we usually capture for the newly hiring employee record in the system, basic details we have here, and then we have personal details, and then we have NID details. Okay. So particularly here, if you see this section, team, personal details, what we will capture here, team, for a newly hiring employee name information, personal stuff, last name, first name, title, middle name, gender. Okay, right? These attributes, team. Now here, the moment I select the legal employer here, you please observe this structure, team. These things, last name, first name, title, middle name, whatever I highlighted, team, you please keep your eyes over there. Whenever I'm hiring an employee, here we have to select the legal employer in which we want to hire an employee team. Let's say one of the US based legal employer in this demo instance I have, I'm using that team. See, even you can even find out your country also. See, what are these things, team? Legal employers, whatever that we configured our legal entities in the system, what we made them as a legal employer. Here we configured no, all our legal entities and all, team, that will come in the drop down usually. So one of the existing in this demo instance I'm using, team. In US, I have something called US1 legal entity. Please observe this structure. The moment I select the legal employer, the structure changed. How many attributes came? Last name, first name, preferred, title, prefix, suffix, middle name, honor. Huh? These many things came. Let's say if I am hiring an employee in UK based company, Great Britain, UK, in the country UK based legal employer I'm selecting. You please focus on this section, team. The moment I select UK related legal employer, the structure changed. Or if I'm hiring an employee in Australia based company, legal employer I'm selecting team, then the structure changed. Country to country. It's not about the legal employer we are hiring team. It's about the country that legal employer belonged to. In Fusion system, based upon the country, we can customize this personal name styles team. Like what attributes you want to capture here. this particular section customization will be there in the task of person name styles. So let me keep this window like this, duplicate, and then team, go to setup and maintenance. Okay. Go to setup and maintenance. Then search under workforce deployment offering. Search with a task called manage person name styles. Okay. Come to manage person name styles. Even this configuration also moved to Redwood team. These all now are in Redwood. Okay. Come to person name styles. All list of countries, you can check it out here, team. Select your country, team, whatever you want. Let's say I am selecting my country, India, or anything you can select, team, whatever your client countries that you want to customize. Let's say you want to customize UK, you can do that, team. Select your country, team. I am selecting my country here, United Kingdom. Okay. Here if I come, okay, what you are seeing here, team, when you come to your country, United Kingdom, in the name styles, whatever that fields we are seeing in the front end, last name, title, first name, see, last name, title, first name, then preferred pronoun, middle name, preferred name, previous last name, job display name. See, job display name, whatever that we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 fields we have, team. The same 8 fields are there here, see. So country to country, we can customize this section, team. So here my client telling Kumar, I want the first field to be coming as mother maiden name. And then I want something like surname, something like you want that, team. Then here you have, see, by default for every country, standard attributes Oracle delivers, team. These all are Oracle delivered standard attributes. But on top of this, Oracle also given the provision to create custom attributes. Kumar, we have DFFs now. DFF is a different concept. I mean, DFF is also similar kind of thing only, custom fields. But particularly for name section, where these all will store in per person names F table in the backend team. Particularly this personal detail section, team, Oracle given a part of DFF directly country-based customization. Styles, name styles, Oracle given, team. So here, last name is there. If you want to rename this last name, team, something like you want, you can do that also. Name component is what, team? Everything in the Fusion system, front end, what we are capturing, back end, there will be tables, team. In our value sets, table value set, I told you, right? Everything that we're configuring, backend, we have tables, team. In the table, the component actual name is last name, title. These are table components, team. So display name means in the front end, what is a display of that field coming up, team. If you want to rename that last name into something like simply some I'm giving as of now, okay, end name, something like that. Then team, this is required checkbox, team. If you want uncheck this one, you can uncheck, team. Mark as active. If you want to remove, you can remove, team. You can do whatever customizations you want for your existing fields, team. If not that, on top of this, you want to create more attributes, team. Click on add button, then team name component you have to select for every country, team. These all are Oracle delivered components, team. Last name, title, first name. But on top of them, see, name information 15 to name information 30. More 15 components Oracle reserve in the system, team. For every country in the system, like this, Oracle by default delivers the attributes. More 15 attributes Oracle reserve, like this, team. If you come to name component, team, name information 15. These all are already available. First name, honor, last name, everything, team. Name information 15 to 30. These are the available components, team. So you can use whatever the component team. In the backend table of per person names, whatever the field you are creating will store in this column component team. That is backend table component that we have to select team. Display sequence. Here, last name coming first, then title coming second. How sequence order is there? 10, 20, 30, ascending order to descending order. I will give some 5 team. 5 is the least. So my field will come and sit in the top team. So you can give the sequencing here. Name component. Let's say here I am giving team something like surname. Okay, surname. Then I want that field to be coming as mandatory like this team, star marked, then required, mark as active. Then one more team I want. Okay, I'm giving 6. Okay, display sequence. In name information, 19 or 20 something I'm giving. Something like mother's maiden name. Okay, mother's maiden name. Something I'm creating one more attribute here team. That is also required I am giving. Like this, you can come to the country. For that country, what attributes you want. Use the Oracle given name information components. For every country, 15 custom provisions Oracle will give team. You can use that, create your attribute like this team. Okay. Now click on save. Click on save. Now let us try to perform the hiring transaction in one of the UK based company team, right? Now please observe the structure team. Now I am selecting here some UK based company, UK legal entity is there. I'm using that. The moment I select that team, see here, see surname came, mother's maiden name came with mandatory, and that too, this is at the top. Then this is, then last name I rename it to end name. That is renamed here team. See, like this team. This particular section you can customize as an implementation consultant according to your client requirement team. Okay. So how you want to customize, you have here team person name styles. Come to your respective country. But again, I'm telling it's not about the legal employer. It's about the country that which legal employer is part of. Country based this customization you can maintain team. So here we can do add or whatever you created that you don't want, you can delete that also team. See, you want to delete that, you can delete that team. And then team local name, one concept is there. What is this name? Whenever HR hiring an employee in the Fusion system, personal details, all the details of the employee, person names and all we will capture team. Here, local name is there. If I click on this team, one more structure will come here team. Enter local name. See, same surname to job display name. One more structure came. Means in some countries team, clients will be maintaining some regional names of the employees also in the system. Particularly, I was implementing for one of the hospital in China team. During that time, client asked this requirement. Kumar, in China, we have for every employee some local names in the simplified Chinese language of our traditional names they used to have team. We want to capture that also, Kumar. So we have this local name feature Oracle given team. You can select the language team that whatever your client, then you can give that details of the employee team. But your keyboard should be supported with that keys to give. Okay, that language selection team you can give and you can capture. This is optional. If you select only, it will come. If not, it will close. See, but in the person name styles at the country level, local name section required. If you check a box, you are mandating that. See, save. Now see team. Now see team. As of now, this button is optional. But now see, I came back. I'm hiring an employee in one of the UK based legal employer. I'm selecting team. The moment I given local name came as mandatory. As a HR, I don't have the option to switch off. By default, this came. So this feature making mandatory and optional decided in the person name styles team. If you put it back, come here, local name required uncheck. Okay, then this will become optional team. Whenever you go back and whenever you hire an employee again team in that UK based company, see, it's optional now. As a HR, I can select. If not, I can hide out team. So this is about team, person name styles in the system. This is about team, person name styles in the system. Country to country. So basically, if your client having the legal entities in different countries, team in India, UK, Europe, Middle East. So they want that to be customized for each country. So whenever the HRs hiring the employees from different countries, the name attributes will come accordingly in the way that what I have shown you team. So by this team, we successfully completed our core HR module implementation team. To have a quick recap, what we have done in core HR team, all our clients, organizations, right? All our clients, organizations, work structures we configured in the system. Because team, in core HR module only, employee hiring and employee management will happen. Employee hiring, their transfers, promotions, demotions, their terminations, resignations, hire to retire. Entire employee management will handle in core HR team. If I have to hire an employee means I require all my client organizations, work structures to be created. That is what we have done, team. So in core HR, what we have done? Simply org structure, work structure. What are our clients' organizations we configured? What work structures our client using we configured? Now we are going to use them. Whenever we hand over the system to the client, if they started using, HRs will be hiring the employees in all these data team. Employee movement will be there across this data team. A part of these org or works and work structure, some common configurations also I touch based actions, lookups, DFF, person types, these things team. So this is about core HR module implementation. Now from our side, what we have to do that we have done team. So let's say we hand over the system to the client. So we informed that we configured everything. You can use the application in your day-to-day life team. So once we hand over the core HR module to the client, the application to the client, what they will be doing team in core HR module, huh? What they will be doing in the core HR module. Now we have to see the other side of the coin. I want everyone to be focused here, team. No confusion. Till today, whatever we configured, that is our work. We are implementation consultants. We went to client project according to their requirement. We configured with their data, their system team. From now, whatever I'm going to start, the end user transactions, okay, will be not done by us in real time. The client side people will be doing team. So we are calling as implementation users team. We are implementing the system. Then we have team end users concept. What do you mean by end users team? End users means people who using the system in the day-to-day life. Our client side employees team, HRs, managers, employees who using the system in the day-to-day life. They are called as end user who using the system in the day-to-day life team. End users transactions, if we have to see means we have three types of end users team. We have to see the system from that three perspectives. Who are they? Employee, manager. In Fusion system, manager means we call it as line manager or HR admin team. Typically, we have three types of people in the client side. Employees, managers, admins. Okay. Employee means every individual who working in your client organization is an employee team. So this is a HR application. For all the employees, whenever HR hiring the employee, for everyone, the application access to be created team because employee self-service we have in the system. As an employee, every day he will be logging into the system. And if we want to update his personal information, employment information, or employee want to apply the leaves, or employee want to check his pay slips, or everyday employee want to update his timesheets, attendance he has to give. Okay. So employee have to do certain activities every day team. And moreover, every employee who hired in the system, they will be having their user accounts access team. Employee access to the portal will be there. So we have to see the transactions from that perspective team. We call it as employee self-service. In short, we call it as ESS. So when I say end users, three types of end users we have team. Every person in the client organization who hiring, we call them as employees by default. But within employees team, some people will be working in managerial cadre, correct? For example, today I'm hiring an employee by name Mr. Bhaskar. So Mr. Bhaskar hiring as a sales manager team, and 10 subordinates are going to work under Bhaskar. Means what team? Bhaskar, first of all, is an employee of our client organization. At the same time, he is in a managerial cadre. He is holding certain subordinates under him. So every employee, I mean, every employee in the client organization, depending upon their designations that they're working, they might be managers. Some are into HR also team. Every HR is also an employee by default in the organization, right? He will hire as an employee, but based on his resignation, he has to perform some HR activities. Based on his resignation, he should perform some managerial activities team. So end users means typically these three people. Employee, as an employee, when he log into the system, what all transactions that employee can perform to his or her own record, that is employee self-service, what he can perform to his self-records team. We have to see the system for that. Then manager self-service means team, if a manager want to perform any transactions to his or her subordinates, what all he will do? We have something called manager self-service, MSS. So employee self-service, manager self-service, and finally we have team HR admin self-service team. HR admin self-service team means what as a HR in the organization, that HR person that he will be performing team, what all activities that HR will perform team. So as an employee, what all transactions employee can perform. As a manager, what all transactions that manager can perform. If that employee person is a HR recruited or HR person in the organization, what all activities as a HR that HR can perform in the system. End users are these three types of people team. So when we are learning this module, we should see the system from all the three perspectives. As an employee, what he will do. As a manager, what manager will do to his subordinates. As a HR, what HR will do in the system team. So once we hand over the system to the client, these are the people who will be using the system in the day-to-day life team. So we have to see the end users transactions in the system. Okay, Kumar, we are not doing this now. Why we should learn this? See, you are the architects, you are the consultants, right? You are the solution architects or consultants team. When you are in the project, okay, what we configured, we should also check, right, whether they are working or not. We configured now the core HR module, all organizations, work structures, everything we defined. We are handovering the system. You should also know what are the transactional things that happens in the system that are working or not. You have to check it out. Or even in the implementation time, there will be key user training team. We have to train the end users of the client. See, you have to use the system like this. These are the transactions you can perform like this. we have to train them team in the key user training phase. Or if you are in the support projects team, the people will be, the users will be reporting this functionality is not working. Today we are transferring the employee, it is erroring out, or employee leave accruals are not happening. So-called issues they will report. So you should aware of both the sides of the coin team, what you implemented and how we can use them in the system team. So configuration learning is not sufficient team. You should learn the configuration of the module and usage of the module. What all transactions we have in that module to perform. Once we hand over the system to the client side people, what all transactions they can perform in the day-to-day life in this module, that also we have to note in. But whatever this end user transactions starting from today, usually these will be performed by client side people. These employees, managers, HRs will be doing that thing. We will not do, but we should know what are they. That is why I am covering that thing. Okay. So end users means typically these three people. You take any module, not only core HR, next we start absence, next payroll, talent, every module, end user transactions, when I'm going to explain you, we will be seeing from all the three perspectives team. As an employee by himself, when he log in, what all transactions he can do to his own record. As a manager, what all transaction manager can do to his subordinates. As a HR, what all transactions HR can perform to the employees. We have to see all these three self-services as part of end user transactions team. So in Fusion system, employee self-service is nothing but our me functional area. See, when we log in team, we have this me functional area. See, this me functional area in the Fusion system, we call it as employee self-service. Whenever an employee login team, if you want to check his personal information, employment info, his salary information, his leave information, his appraisals information, his timesheets information, anything, employee should come to this me team. This me in the Fusion system, we call it as employee self-service. So these all are the things that employee can perform to his or her own record team. We'll come to that one. So me in the Fusion system is the employee self-service. What is the role required team to get this me access to the user? We have one basic rule. Okay. We have one second. Okay. So what is the role that required for the user to get access to this me team? See, we have something called a basic employee role team. So whenever we're talking about our security administration, day 3 and day 4, I told you, right? Oracle delivered certain roles for every modules team. So we have one basic role called employee. So every person who hiring in the system, by default, that employee role will be assigned team. How that is happening and all, we will see. While I'm hiring the employee, I will show you that team. So if the user have that basic employee role to his user account, when he log in, this me functional area, he will get team. So this is the role that is required to get access to this functional area of me. Then team, in order to perform this managerial self-service transactions team. See, for my Abhay account, I don't have the manager related role team. Usually beside me, we will have one functional area coming called my team. So what is the role we have in the Fusion system? We have a role by name line manager team. So if you're hiring any employee team, that particular employee is also in a managerial cadre team. So both employee and line manager role will assign to that user team. So my team access, he will get team. That I will show you. But as of now, for Abhay, I don't have line manager role in this instance. I could not able to see that. Beside me, we will have something called a my team coming up team. So the managers will go to my team and can access their subordinates and they can perform the transactions what they want to do. So I'm touch basing what roles are required. What roles are required to get access to these functional areas team? To me, employee is required. For my team, line manager is required. Then team, the most important, HR self-service. In Fusion system, HR self-service is nothing but my client groups. This is team, my client groups. This is the HR self-service in the Fusion application team. My client groups. Okay. What roles are required to get my client group access team? We should be assigned with the human resource manager or even human resource specialist team. If these roles assigned to your user, okay, then team, my client group access will get. So a HR person in the system will be assigned with these roles team. So he will get my client group access. HR can come and then he can perform all these transactions to the employees in the system team. What are these? We will see one by one. So these are the three types of people we have as part of end users who using the system in the day-to-day life. Everyone is employee by default team. On top of that, managers will have manager self-service. HRs will have HR admin self-service team. So I will cover as a HR what all transactions that he or she will be doing in the system. As a manager, what all transactions manager will do to the subordinates. As an employee by himself, what transactions that he or she can do in the system. So these are the three self-services team. Me, my team, my client group. And these are the roles required to access those functional areas in the Springboard or the Navigator team. So to start with, we will be starting with our HR admin self-service team. Because if I have to explain you employee and line manager, first of all, employee creation to be happen in the system. So HR will be the person who will be hiring the employees in the application team. So the HR self-service, I will start with how to hire an employee in the Fusion system. So we have different types of relationships team, employee, contingent, non-worker, pending worker. We will see one by one. So first of all, I'm starting with HR self-service, that too, how to hire an employee in the system team. So let's say we hand over the system to the client. Now our client started using the system team in the day-to-day life. So today interviews happened, recruitment, everything is happened, people got selected. That employee record we have to hire in the system team. The HR want to hire an employee in the system. People who got selected. Where HR will go team for hiring the employee? My client group. Okay. Then under my client group, we have a sub-functional area called new person. So in order to hire the employees in the Fusion system, HR will come to new person. Under new person, what do you want to do or manage? And we have different tasks available team. Hire an employee, add a contingent worker, add a pending worker, add a non-worker. So how many of you remembered this team? In Fusion system, I told you, when we're talking about the employment model, we have 4 types of work relationships team. Correct? Either in 2-tier or 3-tier. In Fusion system, we have, I told you, 4 types of work relationships team. Employee, contingent worker, pending worker, and non-worker. Correct team? Correct team? So while HR hiring the employee, system asking here to the HR, Are you hiring an employee? You are creating employee work relationship, or you are creating contingent worker, pending worker, non-worker. For 4 of the work relationships, 4 individual tasks HR will have team. So from here, HR can decide what is hiring. Let's say HR hiring an employee team, the full-time permanent employee. So I'm going to create employee relationship to the worker I'm hiring team. So for an employee, we have this. For a contingent worker, pending, non-worker. These we will see next team. I'm starting with employee. So HR will go to hire an employee task. So this is our hiring screen. Since last 1 month, many times I came to this screen, but the actual transaction end to end, we are going to see here team. So if HR want to hire an employee in the Fusion system, this is the screen that we should be coming to team. Hire an employee. Okay. Hire an employee in the system team. Okay. So what are the tabs we are seeing here, team? We have identification tab, person info, employment info, compensation info. So these all details we have to capture. On the very first tab, identification, what details about the employee we are going to capture, team? Basic details, personal details, NID details. Basic details, personal details, NID details. These information we have to capture, team. So first of all, in basic details, team, employee, hire date, action, reason, legal employer. Then team, under personal date, I will take ETIT team because I don't have all the configurations in this Dev 19. Better I will use ETIT. This will be more comfortable. Quickly my client group, new person. Okay. And I'm going to hire an employee, right? Right. So team, so on this very hire an employee screen, team, basic details, hire date, action, reason. Then system will ask us legal employer. So here the question is, team, whenever I'm explaining you organization structure, I keep on telling, we will hire the employees in the legal employer in the system team, because in the interview, definitely they will ask you a question wantedly, where in the Fusion system we will hire the employees. 80% of the people at least will tell that we will hire the employees in legal entities in the system. Don't say that, team. In Fusion system, we will hire the employees at the legal employer. But technically, if you see, the both legal entity and legal employer are one and the same. But you have to tell that we will hire the employees in legal employer in the Fusion system team. So whatever our legal entities that we configured, team, in the system, whatever that we made them as a legal employers, that all will come here in the drop down team when you click on this. Okay. If you have defined anything, all your legal entities will come here. In this demo, only currently this one is there, but we will use existing one in this instance team. But while you practicing, you can make use of your legal entities or employers to hire the employee. So in the identification tab, in the basic details, these information we will capture. Then in personal details team, we will capture person number, then these employee name information, gender, date of birth. These fields you can ignore, team. Some of you, my friends, I think you only from your batch might be configured them. DFFs, till date of birth only, under personal details, Oracle gives by default, team. But these things, employee type, project name, SRAV test, EMP code, DFF someone created in this instance, team. You can ignore that. Then on the very first tab, identification, team, after capturing employee name, NID details also we will capture. Like Aadhaar card, PAN card in India, we have employee national IDs team. So in whatever the countries, you have to be creating accordingly, team. Okay. Okay. Then you can capture one by one. By default, team, whenever you're hiring the employee, hire date will come with system date. Today is what, team? 4th April. Okay, 4th April. By default, that is coming. But at times in our environments, while you are practicing, team, or even in the sessions while I am coming to this screen, sometimes you might be not seeing the hire date with the system date team. The reason is team, in our training environments team, several people will be practicing on this. So what people will be doing team, we have a concept called sandbox where we can do the customizations and personalizations team. Okay. Okay. Uh, in that we have team attribute level customization also. You can maintain some attribute level customizations. You can hard code this with plus or minus 5 months or 6 months or 1 year to the system date like that team. So while we are practicing some time in the instances or in the classes also when I'm working on hire an employee screen, sometimes hire dates might not be coming with the system date team. You might be seeing past or future dates like that team. But in general, by default, Oracle standard functionality, when you come to hire an employee team, hire date will come with system date team. Today is 4th April, but that doesn't mean that you have to go with that. You can go, let's say employee hired, joined on first only, but you forgot to create his record in the system. You can create it. Past date you can give, future date, employee want to onboard from 7th. Today only you want to hire. You can give April 7th. It's up to you. Past, future, anything system will allow team. Or from today only you want to hire, fair enough. Give that date team. Hire date. Then action, reason, concept, we know team, we can give. Then the legal employer. That is what I'm telling. Whatever that we configured, all of them will come in the drop down team. So currently, one of the Indian based legal entity I'm using for hiring the employee in this demo instance, I have by name India legal entity. I'm selecting that team. Okay. Okay. Legal employer, worker type, person type employee, then personal details team. In this system, person number generated automatically given at the enterprise level, the person number generation method. I don't want to again touch base on this. We all know while we configuring the enterprise, I explained you all the 3 generation methods, manual, automatic, prior to submission, upon final save. So currently in this instance team, generated automatically there means at the enterprise level, you go and check automatic option given, that is white team. Then these all details we can give. So something like I am giving some Suresh, okay, Priotech, then middle name, something I am giving. As of now, some random information I'm giving, but in real time, the HRs will give the employees data accordingly team. Then gender, date of birth, okay. Okay, then these details I'm not filling, DFF team someone created. Then here we have NID information team. So here you can select team. These all are lookups. If you go to manage person lookups or common lookups, you can find them team. Aadhaar card in India we have. If you're hiring an employee in any US based companies or UK based, that country will come by default team. As of now, I'm hiring an employee in one of the Indian based company. That is why by default the country India came. So Aadhaar card. Then one more is there, PAN card. You can capture team. So on the very first tab of identification team, basic detail, personal details, NID, these information of the employee we will capture team. Here the most important thing, how many of you remember, I don't know. At our enterprise level, while we configuring our enterprise, person creation duplication check we enable team. Person creation duplication check. With what combinations? Last name, first name, middle name, date of birth, or NID. Some combinations are there that we use it team. So here the validation will take place. If at all in the system, this person Suresh is an ex-employee of your client team. Let's say 2 years back or 3 years back, Suresh joined, he worked for 1 year and he left the company team. It means Suresh record will be existing in the database with a termination flag, resignation flag, inactive team. Now again in 2025, in the month of April, Suresh attended the interview. Again, he is rejoining. But the HR might not aware of this team. Suresh is an old ex-employee and even neither he informed to the HR. So while HR hiring the employee, first name, middle name, last name, date of birth, NID, once I click on next button, system will check for that validation team. What we configure at enterprise, whatever the combination we use it. If at all with the database, any of these details are matching, system will throw up a pop-up message here saying that matching person record found. Do you want to continue with the old record or you want to hire him as a fresh brand new record? That we have to select accordingly team. Just for information I'm telling, but now in the demo instance, I might not get that because today's Triotech, we won't have team. This is also one error. Good, at least it came in the class only because some people will be coming after this. We are unable to hire the employee. What is this error team? Person number. I'm hiring an employee, some error came. When you are in support projects also, these kind of issues will be reported team. See, a person number with this value already exists. What do you mean by this? Person number with this value already exists. See, in demo instances, what happens is person number sequence corruptions happening team because many of you are practicing. One person will come, will keep automatic. He will give some number. Then other person will come. He will change to manual. Another again, one more come will change to automatic and he will give another sequence. So the sequence, when it corrupts team like this, it will come. So let me check out from the enterprise. Let me go to workforce deployment, manage enterprise HCM information. Okay. Okay, something is there in this instance. Let me come see. Automatic, they use it. Sequence are given, but already some people given with some different sequence team, some 5,000, 6,000 or something. Then someone came again given the lower sequence team. Whenever any person number corruption happened team, because system will get confused to allocate what number. Because whenever we frequently come and changes the sequences team, that will happen in demos. But in real time projects, when you are working, that won't happen team because it's only one time setup that usually we do in the initial time. Whatever is our client sequence, we will give. But in demos, many of you are practicing. Now you are giving this one. After 10 minutes, some other friend of mine will come. He will give the sequence to 100. How system will understand? Already 2221 sequence is given. Now you are giving 100. Means system will understand already this is completed, the sequence of 100, right? Like this, whenever any data corruptions happen, that error will come team. So to get rid of this team now, in real time you won't get, but now what I am doing is, I will go to manual. If I want to continue with automatic team, I have to go to backend, I have to go to BA report, I have to run a small report to find out what is the maximum person number in the system. How many employees are there? What is the biggest number allocated? Then I have to give that number as initial sequence. Then this error will not come, it will rectify team. So now I will just go to manual team and I will proceed further. Okay. Okay. Let me cancel it. Let me hire an employee quickly in the Indian legal entity. Now I will give some bigger number like this team. Okay. Mr. Some details I'm giving randomly. Okay. Then if you want to capture the NID details, you can capture here. Now click on next team. You can proceed further without any issue. See, that is because the person number error in the system team. I mean to say data corruption happened. Okay. Then you can proceed further team. So now what we have team. Now what we have team. Okay. Person information tab. When we come to person information tab now. What we have to capture team? On the very first tab, we usually capture employee basic details, hire date, action reason, legal employer, then personal information, name details, gender, date of birth, NID. Then here team in the second tab, we will capture employee address information, phone details, email details, legislative info, citizenship, passport and visa, contacts. Actually team, the first two tabs while HR hiring the employee are employee basic personal level information team. First two tabs are. Third tab onwards, we will actually start with the employment information, salary details, assignment details and all team. So here the moment you come from first tab to second tab, you can see that details what we given team. Name, action, hire date, then worker type, legal employer, person number, Aadhaar number. Then here we can capture team. What is address? Because by the time HR hiring, all the employee details will be available team. Okay. All the employee details will be available team. So HR will capture. As of now, I'm giving some random test information team. Okay. Some MIG3, roll number 3023. Okay. Then third floor, Hyderabad. Okay. 5,72. Whatever employee details team I'm capturing here. State of Telangana. Okay. We can capture all these details here, team. Then phone details. These are self-explanatory, team. You can give, click on plus icon. These all are lookups. Okay. Then the country code. Okay. Country code. Then the phone number, team, you can give here. Right. Then email details. This is important, team. Whenever HR hiring the employee in the system, email details capturing is important, team. Why? Because whenever we talking about our user accounts in the system, team, how many of you remember? I don't know. Let me open this Excel sheet 1 second, team. In our day 3 and day 4, whenever we're talking about our security concepts, team, this sheet, if you see, you could try to recollect the things, team. Security, when we're talking, team, on day 3 and day 4 classes, go and check out, team. User accounts manually how to create. For our implementation team, I told you, non-employees team, by going to security console, user creation and all. But I told you, for employees in the system, automatically system will generate the user accounts team. Let's say at our user category default, username format, system given email ID team. Username format, system given email ID. While you are hiring an employee team, the moment you click on submit, system will auto create the user account for the employee. But in the system, what is the category default category level rule we set up, team? Username format as email ID we given. And we all know, right? I told you during that time, all employee accounts in the system by default will be created under default category. So whatever the user account rules that you want to maintain for the hey team, I came back, sorry. Suddenly it got disconnected because of my Wi-Fi breakdown. Yeah, I came back, okay. Sorry. So here team, what I'm trying to tell is we all know, right? In Fusion system, every employee account I told you will be created in the default category team. So there we will be maintaining the user account rules, username format, password policy, notifications, disallow last password. Correct. Day 3 of our training, you go and check. You will understand team. Here, let's assume in the system, the user category rules, we given username format as email ID. It means for every employee in the system, their email ID should be the user accounts team. While HR hiring the employee, if HR not capturing the email details here, what system will create, how system will create the user account? The user account failed there. It can't create. Or not even that one team. Let's say username format is something like employee number, person number, or first name dot last name is there. Notifications you see team. Now today I'm hiring an employee team. The moment I click on submit, we all know that application will automatically create the user account. How that employee will be intimated about his user creation team? That is what email details capturing is mandatory. Here team, in Oracle system, we will not generate the email stream. In every organization, what service provider they are using, we don't know. Your client using Microsoft Outlook, this Office 365, or they might be using Google G Suite, or they are using Zoho emails. Whatever the email service provider services they are using, that we don't know. So first of all, the email IDs, work email IDs of every employee will be generated in that systems team. That while HR hiring the employee, HR will capture here team email details. That too, work email only you have to give. If you give home email, it's useless. Work email, and here you capture employee email address. This is at most important team. If you do the mistake here, there will be no communication to the employee from the company side, means from the system team. Why? Because whenever employee hiring in the system, whatever the work email ID that we provide here team, we have to check with the admin or whoever that email generations who doing to the employees team. HR will check with them and they will get and they will give here team. Once you hire the record, system, once it automatically creates the user account team, system will be sending the welcome email to the employee to his email ID saying that Oracle applications welcome email. Congratulations, your account successfully created. Click on the link to reset the password. So employee can reset the password and he can log in team. Okay. So while HR hiring the employee, HR should make sure the email details to capture mandatorily team. If you are not creating it, then employee will not be sended with any email notifications. HR manually should share, hey, this is what your user account and password for the application like this team. So that is very important to capture. So till here we can discuss for today team. From next legislative info further transactions team, we will continue in our next session. Okay. So let me go to the questions for today. I can see a couple of questions. Okay. From Amarnath, if we pause automatic creation at the time of hire, can we run job to create the user accounts for the new hires? See, pause means here, Amar, at the enterprise level, we have one button, user account creation. If you keep here as a none, for none of the employees in the system, whenever HR hiring, system will not create, will not create any user account team. But as such, if you enable this, both person and party user, then by default, whenever you're hiring an employee, for every employee, system will create. But while hiring, we don't have any option to pause or to create it later. If you are enabling here or not, system will consider that. That is the functionality we have at the enterprise level only. User account creation, both person and party. Person means employee. Okay. And
Yeah,
while hiring,
but sorry, I mean, my question was right. If I pause it now, meaning with that setup, I don't allow user account to be created now. But at a later point, I mean, I want the user account to be created after the hiring is fully complete, through some other rule, right? Is that can I have some kind of a custom job to
We don't have any
do
custom
that?
process to do that. We have to be either creating the user accounts in a bulk through spreadsheet or HDL, or if it is a minimal people, manually you can go to security console, worker type, you keep it, person type, you keep it as worker and you have to create as a HR admin.
Okay, because for some companies, right? I mean, the work email can get created only after the
Later
hiring
on,
is complete.
correct.
Yeah.
That is also true. That's also true. Yeah. And Shubham Paturkar.
Sorry to interrupt you. In continuation with the other question, Amarnath. Suppose
Mhm.
today it is mentioned as account creation as none. Okay.
Mhm.
So it is mentioned as none and I have created this account, I mean, hire an employee process completed for some user X. So because that is
Mhm.
kept as none, user might have not created. But tomorrow by checking that, I have mentioned it as both user and a party user. Now, when
Mhm.
it is mentioned as party user, when the job runs at this particular time, will that pick up all the previously created users also and
No,
get the
it
account
won't pick
automatically?
up. After you enabling it, whatever you are hiring, that only it will consider. That is what I'm telling. Whatever already previously happened, system will not create it automatically. We have to again either rely upon spreadsheet or HDL to do that.
Okay. So how this job runs and pick up how frequently? Kumar?
Hmm?
I mean, this job runs and pick up the users for every 24 hours or that 2 hours like that, or when automatically
Hmm.
whenever you hire an employee, then it.
Automatically, whenever the user account, whenever the hiring happened, employee hired, immediately it will create.
Okay, okay. It's not like
You
a
don't need
job
to
runs.
separately run any process in the back end.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And Shubham, hi Kumar, please share list of things we need. Shubham, yes, I'll be sharing that documents with you. We have a requirement gathering template because see, I have a session planned out for that, the workshop session on implementation and support project. Like what are the different phases, what are the roles and responsibilities that we will be having, and what are the documents that we will be preparing and we are sharing to the client. And when we go for a requirement gathering, how we will collect. We have a session planned out, but at least 1-2 modules, if we complete, then I will take that session so that you will get all these details in a more documented way. Okay, that documents also I will ask the team to share. And Srihari Rao, for new hires, if the user credentials has to go to line manager, what is the configuration need to be done? Why managers should access your credentials? No company will have that one. And even we don't have that directly going to the manager. It will only come to the employee. It will not go to the manager. Yeah.
Initially, to log into the system, the person does not have the email address. So he will not have the laptop or anything, so right, initially. So most of the companies, it will goes to the line manager and they will share with the employee.
We don't have a direct solution going to the line manager. Usually, we have something called alert composer. Through that, you can trigger that custom email notifications to the managers if you want that. But as a direct solution from this core HR module, we cannot trigger to the managers.
Okay.
And hi Kumar, if possible, yes, Mehra, I'm going to give that today. Now only I'm going to share, but just let me go to the questions and I will come back. While hiring, how can we get work email? Usually details use personal email. That's what Raja. Work email details you have to check whether with the admin or whether with the IT team who creating the accounts to the employee. If not that, at least you can give the employee personal email ID as a work email. Later on, you can change it. So if you give employee personal email ID as a work email, to that email system will trigger the notification. Later on, once the work email is generated to the employee by the IT team, you can go and update in the system the emails. So that will continue to the employee. The old one will remove. So that is the way companies will handle. And Deepak, can we restrict HR users to view? Yes, Deepak, we have that, but we have not come to that topic till that. I mean to say, when we're talking about the user management and role management in our day 3 and day 4 as part of security, I told you, right? Role concept yet to be discussed. Like we have data security restriction, functionality restrictions we can achieve through roles. I mean to say, if a HR from one company login, he should able to see the data of only his company, not the other employees' data. These all we will be achieving in the system through roles, custom role creation. We have data roles here. Probably after our absence and payroll module, I will start this security from role management perspective. When we creating the custom data roles, you will be getting with that concept clear. And related to lookups, I have a question. I noticed it that some seeded fields such as primary, industry, predefined lookup, or there is a spanning lookup. See, for any lookup that you won't find, I told you one master task is there. Manage common lookup. Go to that and you can find anywhere from any screen, you can able to find the lookups in that. And I tried to ignore the email field, but since generation fail option is enabled, system where default username using first name and not username actually fail. I tried to ignore email field, but since generation rule. See, generation rule option fail means basically in the duplication cases, as I told you. If multiple people with the same combinations coming, first name dot last name with an example I told you. In that case, usually the generation name failing concept will come into the picture. And voice, Rishikesh, you are not audible, that's okay. In real time, if the user raises request with an error message, person number with this value already. Raja, as I told, your expectation is correct only, but that is very difficult for me to show. It will take a lot of time. Usually in real time that won't happen. Why in demos that happened is, as I told you, right? Some people updated with automatic, they given some sequence. They hired the employee with that sequence. Then someone came, they might be given some ascending, lowest values, and they saved it. So system not understanding here to which number to proceed for the employee to allocate. So that error came out. In general, okay, I'll tell you, in general, if that is a situation you encountered in the real time, some implementation consultant did some mistake or something, system throwing up that error. What you have to do, now the problem to the system is what? System trying to allocate the person number, it not understanding what sequence to continue. Already there is a big number who given earlier, the sequence there in the system for a couple of employees. Now some lowest number someone given. Now system confused. What we have to do in the BIP reports, we have to get the maximum person number in the system. Because whenever we hire an employee, I told you every attributes will store in backend tables. Person number also will store in the work relationship table team. So use that table, try to write a query with a max person number in the system. You can find in the application which employee have the highest person number, the biggest one. Then you have to continue the sequence. Go with automatic, give one number after that as an initial person number. So you can continue the flow from there. System will understand, okay, already till here numbers are allocated. Now I want to continue from this sequence like that. That is the approach you have to follow. And is it possible to hide any seeded mandatory fields in hire an employee screen? Not only hire an employee screen, any screen you take, Sanjay, you have the provision to customize. Star marked fields, you can make it optional. Optional fields, you can make it star marked. That you will be achieving through your sandbox, through Page Composer. We have a tool in sandbox. And Bhaskar is local name required function built by default to reflect duplicate similar fields of a country. By create under person name styles. Is there any setup? You don't have any separate setup. Local name is something similar to the employee person name details only. You don't have any other option to control that. Only in the person name styles only we have. And Dheeraj, yes, that as I told you, once we get into that implementation session, the entire end-to-end project session, you will understand what are our roles and responsibilities. Sanjay, security console in Dev 19 will not be available. You have to use ETIT for that because Dev 19 is the stable environment. That is our private environment with non-refresh. So please use ETIT for security console. And team, yeah, got it. Thanks, Raj. Today, I'm going to share with you the entire assignment for core HR team. And also I want to announce you something. Monday, I will not be available to take the session, team. I'm going on a client visit. I will be on traveling during the morning time. I cannot take the session. Monday, let us use it for our assignment preparation, team. Now I'm going to share this assignment with you, team. The entire core HR module assignment. 1 second, let me open this Excel. So I want everyone to start configuring this in the system. One Word and one Excel I will share after the class today now. So this is complete core HR assignment, team. If you see here, I have given you one complex structure to you here. See, I have given Tata, but you go with any name. It's up to you. But I want everyone to consider this as a requirement, team. So we have an enterprise, we have divisions, then we have legal entities, business unit, departments, and what work structures to be mapped to which departments, which business unit. So an entire requirement I have given to you here, team. Very complex requirement. First, try to understand the requirement. So Excel will be easy way to understand as it's a pictographically given. At the same time, Word file also I will give you for that requirement, team. This is my client requirement. Tata is enterprise. It is having presence in 2 countries. Then 2 divisions they have. Under each division, they have these companies. Then these business units. Then these work structures. And these work structures to be mapped to the BUs according to the reference data sets that what I have given, team. Some are using common sets, some are using individual sets, team. So core HR, org structure and enterprise structure requirement I am giving to you. I want everyone to configure this requirement in the system. I don't want everyone to use the same name like Tata. Okay. You can use anything, team. Okay. You can hire any, you can use any name. You want to give something like Kumar UK, Srinivas UK, Satish, your name, you want to give it, team. Not required, Tata to go. But this is the full requirement for the org and the enterprise structure, team. First, spend some time, open the Excel, maintain some patience and try to understand the requirement. Don't confuse, nothing to confuse. Very clear requirement this is, team. Go through it, understand the requirement, configure it. Once you configure all the scenarios I have given here, team, whatever we are starting from today, next 2-3 days, whatever the end user transactions that we are going to see, almost 91 test cases I have inputted here. These all are real-time test cases, team. Different scenarios, different transactions. If you don't know how to perform that, team, we have the steps also here, step by step. First, login, go to admin, my client group, quick actions, click on add pending worker. How to perform that task also available here in the steps, team. So these are real-time test case scenarios that which we will be using in our projects, team. So almost 90 test case scenarios are there. If you could able to practice everything, each and every transaction, if you could able to perform, then you will be mastering in Core HR module, team. Nothing else we have in Core HR. So configure the system first and within your data, perform these scenarios or the transactions, team. So this is Core HR end-to-end assignment will be giving to you now today. And also, I have inputted Core HR question and interview questions also, team. Here, I given only questions. Answers I have not given to you. Why? Because I want you to be giving your answers here. I have the set of answers I will be providing to you. The entire materials when I'm sharing for every question with answers I'm going to provide you. But I don't want you to share with me also, team. But try to start preparing yourself. Here I given a question. What is the significance of reference data set? First, you write it. What is your understanding? What is your knowledge on that topic? Once you start writing it, you will realize where you are. Still preparation is needed, or are you comfortable in learning, or more efforts you have to keep in or not? So this is also take it as an exercise, team. Here you write your answers. I don't want paragraphs here, at least 1-2 lines, or at least 1 line or half line also sufficient. My only intention is, if you practice all these questions, nothing else will come in Core HR in the interview. Damn sure I can tell you. Everything is there. Scenario based, freshers, mixed questions, regular general questions, everything is there, team. So try to make your answers, keep it with yourself. I no need to share with me also, because I have already my repository with me. I will share it. But don't wait till Kumar shares the correct answers to you. That is an activity you have to do, team. For every module, if you do like this, then you will get hands-on practice on the application also. So this Excel and also that Word file, I will share with you after the session today. Let's start working on this. Anyhow, you will get ample time. Weekend is there, and also Monday we are having the break. Take that day also, complete that assignment. So 1-2 classes more transactions it will take. Next week we'll start with our absence module. Okay. So let's conclude here for today, team. We'll join back next week and we will complete.